for joining us, Chris, and please take it away.
Thank you, Rachel. Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris. I'm responsible for our fleet partnerships within Centrica Business Solutions. So we work with fleet operators directly and through our channel partners as well. We're the third largest fleet in the UK and also the largest energy company. So what we build for our own fleet, we now offer to others looking to make their own switch. I haven't got long today, so I'll kind of rattle through some of our, some of the key headlines of our story so far. So we've got a firm commitment that our entire fleet of 10,000 vans, 1,500 cars will be all electric by the end of 2025. We've got 1,000 electric BVRLAs being deployed right now, with a further 2,000 on order. We've got around about 400 plug-in cars as well. Briefly, our first EVs were on the fleet back in 2013. We took delivery of 113 Nissan Nissan ENV200s. Everyone thought we were a little bit mad then. It was a bit early. However, 8 years on, 3 million miles worth of experience, which has given us a huge amount of important information, like the maintenance, the servicing, reliability, duty cycles, and residual values, and a live bit of myth busting, if you will. So all of those vans are still on the road, and a big chunk of them are enjoying a happy second life with a courier company in London. But for a few reasons, kind of nothing since that initial batch has kind of really met our needs until the Vauxhall BVRLA became available. If you speak to our head of fleet, Steve, he says he isn't worried about the 2025 deadline. As he says, we've got minimal oddball stuff, as he calls it. We're pretty good at buying vans anyway. We normally renew around 2,000 every year anyway. But what I am saying here is plan ahead, and this isn't the impossible task it seems. Although you do need to take advice from your trusted advisors. Don't try and do it all on your own, obviously. For others looking to get started, you really do need to get going with this. You do learn by doing, but you do need to get boardroom approval. Direction from the very top is critical. In our case, we've got a really supportive leasing provider, and we found that incredibly valuable. We've played around with lease terms on both the diesels and the EVs. So all the vehicles are now in a replacement cycle ahead of our deadline. In a couple of years, there's going to be some really good competition in the larger van segment. So we reckon around 3 or 4 options when we come to renew those. We do evaluate the vans rigorously to ensure they can perform. Don't necessarily take the OEM's word for it. Not all have passed the test or are suitable for our particular uses. On the cars, very briefly, they are easy after all. Joke. We've strangely found a direct link between the massively lower BIK of an EV and suddenly people's range anxiety has pretty much disappeared. We do think government policy has obviously dictated the direction of our policy and others. We are confident next year will be BEV only for the cars rather than BEV and PHEV of today. Just some other stuff briefly. Open protocol chargers, really important. This way we can kind of mix and match the hardware right now and in the future as things can and will change. We'll still be able to pull the data from those charge points. Not all hardware is suitable for this. And in the past, we've kind of literally paid the price to replace closed charge points with more friendlier ones. Driver acceptance is key. In our case, we've kind of sold it on with it's fundamentally a better van. The technology, the size, the convenience, the experience, etc. But this is really important. Choosing the right drivers in the early stages is absolutely vital. These are the people who just do not want to drive a diesel van anymore. They understand this is new and things can and do go wrong, but they just want to be part of making it better for everyone in the fleet. These men and women love their vans and they're very willing mobile ambassadors, both internally for us and when out on the road. We've seen incredible public support and interest. People letting our van charge first, even offering to pay for the energy. Even traffic wardens seem to love our electric vans. We find that there's kind of 3 main driver groups, the petrol heads, or whatever the equivalent of that is these days. These just want to make it work. They get the best new vans first, but they understand you might need to swear at it and switch it on and off again a few times. These are your true evangelists, so start with these. We then have the fence sitters. Need a bit of encouragement, bit of a nudge, sell them the van specification. They see the petrol heads and how much they like their vans, and they want their own. And in the end, we have the anti-establishments who kind of cross their arms and don't really want anything new. But these are going to be left with the ancient diesels right up until the last possible minute. But we've got a plan to get them in the end. And finally, our own EV charging platform has really enabled us to do more quickly. Primarily the headache of accurate reimbursement of business mileage when the fleet is charged at home. Way back when we started, this was actually run off a spreadsheet, so hardly scalable. And in our view, there isn't anything else out there on the market that's suitable for us. So we built our own platform based off our existing energy management system. And that same system works across home, workplace and public roaming as well. It has been designed and validated alongside the uses of the British gas fleet, but now it's available for others to use too.